Hall told me that she had no idea what they were getting into, but they had to follow standard operating procedure, which meant locking down the site and interfacing with the location's primary systems in the server room below. Stretched between our dimension and his. She warned me to turn back, to let Deimos take her. I told her I'd stay with her. I'd see it to the end. I asked her what happened after coalescence.
You were deep within her subconscious, at the threshold of another dimension. You seemed to embrace the journey.
You think I wasn't scared? I was terrified. There was no way to make up for what I had done, but I had to try. From the moment she was possessed, Hall became a passenger in her own body, a witness unable to intervene as Deimos began using her for his purpose. He wanted them to go to the Black Station. He wanted to find you, to meet the man who'd given him his freedom. He slaughtered the staff. Ravaged them. Why did he kill them?
I wasn't there. He was upset. And he wasn't happy to learn of the documentation of his existence. It was not time for his big reveal, his masterpiece. He was angry. When he found the data drives, he couldn't access them. Part of the drive was missing. He couldn't purge the information as he hoped.
The piece Hendricks and I recovered from the docks. Someone had hidden them from him. Someone knew he would come. Someone was trying to stop him. Deimos didn't want Sarah divulging his secrets to us either. He ripped us from that memory. We were in Foy. I didn't just see fear in Sarah's eyes anymore. I saw admiration. The longer I stayed, the stronger she became. The more she actually believed she had a chance. She told me to follow her. There was something she wanted me to see. Something she wanted to tell me. There was a chapel ahead of us. Hall told me to follow her there. But to get to Hall, we had to get through the Tiger tank first. I tried to approach her, but Deimos had other ideas. He was desperate to separate us and evict me from her mind. He wanted her, and I was getting in his way. She told me to approach her. She wanted me to understand.
Sarah couldn't understand. She only saw how it ended. Humans are obsessed with beginnings and ends. The journeys between, they become filler. Life becomes filler. She tried to fight the voice in her head that had given her the ultimate gift.
The ultimate gift? Deimos was controlling her.
Relinquishing control is the ultimate gift. Free of choice, free of pressure, free of consequence. Her actions dictated for her with greater purpose. She was granted the greatest gift of all, and she fought it. How dare you fight the voice of a god?
You're insane.
No. Humanity is insane. You asked her to help you find Taylor. Where did she take you next?
Deimos needed Taylor to open the gateway, so I had to know how, had to know what Deimos was planning. The aquifers. Sarah told me this was their fortress in the sand, their FOB for years. Deimos couldn't access the intelligence at the Singapore Black Station. He couldn't locate you, so they hid here, waiting for their moment. She took me there. There's something I don't get. You made this happen. You've pushed for the annihilation of Earth. But Deimos wasn't using you. You weren't his puppet. What's in this for you? Why are you doing this? Are you an undead sympathizer?
No, my child. Dr. Salim was not a sympathizer. He was so much less than that. He was so much more insignificant than that.
Was? Wait. What do you mean, was?
I must say, I'm impressed with how delusional you've become. You had completely forgotten this memory.
They found you. They tortured you for information, but this doesn't make any sense. You were an ally. You enabled him, freed him.
Dr. Salim was no ally. He was a tool. An instrument I enabled. He was a blind idealist believing he could make the world a better place. That I could save humanity, that he could save humanity. He thought I'd found him to thank him. Me. A god. Thank a mortal. I found him to seize power from him.
No.
Even now you still hide from the truth. Corvus had been destroyed in Singapore. I needed it to open the gateway. That was why I had kept Salim alive. He worked with a colleague, Kruger. And they built me a new Corvus at Coalescence headquarters in Zurich. One which I could use to open the gateway. So I had no further need for the doctor. She knew what was coming. All that remained was her sacrifice. For her to join my ranks and eternal damnation under my command. I am humanity's salvation. A savior giving purpose to a lost species that deserves far less. I am Deimos.
The tree. I've seen it before. The entrance to Malum.
Tell me, what do you fear? You don't fear the undead. You've thrown yourself against insurmountable odds as if you had a death wish. as if you were trying to escape. Is it failure? Is it life? No. You fear your mistakes, your past. Your greatest fear is the memory that haunts you.
You awaited her sacrifice. She wanted me to stop you. She wanted me to end it. To deny you her offering.
You wouldn't give up. You wouldn't let me have her.
If she offered herself, she'd give you what you wanted. The only way to deny you was to kill her.
You denied me my prize. It was time to send you back to your world. You must know how this ends. This ends with your sacrifice. But now I had you. I passed from Hall's mind to your own. Slowly, I would work my way through you. Sarah may have told you who I was and what I was planning, but none of that mattered because now I had you. But you were strange. I tried to seize control, but something pushed back, something fought me.
They located Taylor. He was being held at Lotus Towers, run by a man named Hakim, an undead sympathizer who would get you out of Cairo. I told Kane we had to hurry. We had to hurry if we were going to stop you. But there was something we needed to know. The data drives, how did Kane know they were split up? Was she the one who separated the drives? Why? She said there was much we didn't know, but we would in time. We had to trust her. We had to get to Lotus Towers.
You know how this ends. You're like the rest of them. Diaz, Moretti, Hall, Taylor. I flow through your veins, slowly grasping control. But you're stronger than I anticipated. Your resistance is greater. But this only makes you all the better for my needs. Lotus Towers. What happened there?
You think I'll help you? After all this?
What real choice do you have in the matter? You're the pawn in my game.
I'm not about to hand over humanity, but I'll humor you. Fine. Let's talk about Lotus Towers. Lotus Tower was one of many megastructures in Cairo. Hakim was the self-appointed slumlord of the vertical city. That fucker was a maniac, an undead sympathizer providing Taylor with safe passage from Cairo to Zurich. Khalil and the Egyptian army joined us for the assault. If we got Taylor, we thought we had a chance. We took out Hakim's men. To get to Taylor, we first had to kill the slumlord, then take the security station on the 25th floor. From there, we could locate Taylor and shut down the dead systems Hakim installed, allowing the rest of the Egyptian army to join the fight. So there we were, humanity's last hope. If we failed, we were fucked.
Do as he asks. Give Deimos what he wants. Trust me. It's all going to be okay. Remember the truth.
We made quick work of Hakim. Khalil spoke to the people. This was their time. Time for the living to take back this city of the dead. Khalil had a mobile shop in place. We could use it to get to the 25th floor. But first, we had to battle our way around the atrium. Once we took the security station and killed the dead system, Cairo air support could move in. Maybe we'd have a chance. Or at least give the people a chance.
And then we were coming for Taylor. We were coming for you.
The security station had gone under lockdown. We found a way through the air ducts ahead. Hendricks opened the path for us. The delay irritated him, but then he wasn't himself.
I wonder, how did you not know what happened to him? Did you just not see it? Were you so blinded by blissful ignorance?
Palpatine set the Deads to overheat, Egyptian army VTOLs would join the fight in a few minutes.
And John Taylor?
He was in a detention center on the 90th floor, just waiting. He could have left at any moment, but...
I was waiting for you.
Fuck you.
What was it? I must know. What was in your mind that refused to fall in rank like your friends had? Even now I am without answers.
Even the all-powerful and all-knowing are neither all-powerful or all-knowing.
Do you know who I am? Can you comprehend what I have seen? Millions of timelines, universes where the coalescence disaster never happens, ones where it occurs, but instead of opening the gateway, it gives birth to a new life form. And that's just Earth, let alone the rest of the universe. The very notion that I can achieve such greatness and not control a mortal is insulting.
Hendricks was stretched thin. You'd broken him.
I enlightened him, like I did you. Look at the false memories I created for you. I tried to remove your near-death experience in Ethiopia. I added myself to your memory of Ramses. I protected you from what haunted you. I wanted to make you understand my motive.
Right. This war with your sister, Dolos? What's it say about you that the only way you can defeat her is by enslaving backup?
Don't you dare mock me.
there he was. John Taylor. The last 5 years, boiling down to a single moment.
And you hesitated. You could have killed him right there, and you hesitated. After all these years, running from failure, and you couldn't pull the trigger. You had what you wanted right in front of you, yet you stopped. What was it? Why stop now when you were so close? Was it compassion? Regret?
No. It was Hendricks. He tried to talk Taylor down, get him to change his mind. For a moment, I saw the light return to Hendricks' eyes. I saw him. This is one of my last memories with Hendricks before... well, before what happened. And watching Taylor walk away as Hendricks pleaded, I saw the inevitability. We weren't going to win this war.
But as always, you pressed on.
This was the world we made. What else were we going to do?
Let them come. Like puppets on strings. What choice do you have, Deimos? This is the world you made for yourself.
Taylor was gunning for Tower 2. The NRC built an airfield on the roof. It was his way out of Cairo. The Egyptian army moved in to offer support as we moved across the sky bridge. Taylor was gunning for Tower 2. The NRC built an airfield on the roof. It was his way out of Cairo. The Egyptian army moved in to offer support as we moved across the sky bridge.
When you entered Tower 2?
Another malfunction. My DNI.
Listen to me. Listen to the sound of my voice. I need you to trust me. Let him win. The only way to defeat Deimos is to let him win. You are more powerful than he can imagine. You can still save them. You can still save everyone.
Hendricks snapped us out of it. Tower 2 was an inferno, an abandoned robot factory crawling with malfunctioning robotics and the undead. We had to move. Hendricks snapped us out of it. Tower 2 was an inferno, an abandoned robot factory crawling with malfunctioning robotics and the undead. We had to move.
I must admit, our conversations, talking to you now, it has been quite the journey. Even now you still resist submission. I don't think I've ever met a human like you. You certainly are unique. You really gave humanity a fighting chance. By this time you knew I was baiting you, waiting for you. I had no need for Hendricks. He wasn't interesting. I wanted you. I gave him something to keep him busy. You came after me. What's it like? Looking at him for one last time. One moment he's with you. The next. We know what happens next. I was leaving Cairo. It was time to move on. But still I lingered. Right then you had my full attention. Your resistance, your unwillingness to yield hope. I wanted to see what you were made of.
A mothership. The only way to bring it down was by taking out its thrusters. Needed something more powerful. And you threw everything you could at me.
I wanted to see what you were made of.
A mothership. The only way to bring it down was by taking out its thrusters. I needed something more powerful. And you threw everything you could at me. The mothership crashed and pinned me on the roof. I was stuck. Trapped. I called out, but there was no one there.
I'd gotten over my curiosity, and now you were just a nuisance. I no longer needed my distraction. It was time to rid the world of you. And Taylor was just the vehicle to carry out my plan. You raised your hand, tried to stop him, tried to reason with him. But something happened. A change. He changed. What was it he said?
He told me he had to get you out of his head. He'd ripped out his DNI, the very method by which you controlled us.
What did he say to you?
He asked me about Kane. Somehow he knew who she was. He told me to trust her. I don't know how he knew.
And then my puppet made his entrance.
Hendricks. He was infected. Like Taylor. Like me. It happened at Coalescence Singapore 5 years ago. When he interfaced with Diaz. I should have seen it. I should have known. You'd been possessing him since the beginning.
You humans, so focused on your beginnings and endings. It's no wonder you destroyed yourselves. So I gave you your ending. I left you there to die. Hendricks would be my vehicle of annihilation. But your guardian angel, She wouldn't let you die. She saved you. She helped you cheat death again. She wouldn't let you die. You must have been tired. Tired of fighting, of running, of living. What's it like to escape death when it's all you desire? What did she have to say to you?
Do as he asks. Give Deimos what he wants. Trust me. It's all going to be okay.
That we were going to Zurich. To stop Hendricks. To stop you. To end it.
Humanity has outstayed its welcome. The dead shall inherit the earth. I shall have my army to defeat Dolos. Malum shall be mine, and all that remains is your sacrifice, an offering of blood. Follow your path. Relive your final moments and change your fate to a far greater one. Your resistance was strong, but it was a matter of time before you obediently bowed before me, as the rest of your species did. Let us return to Zurich and finish this. I will have my war, and you will bear witness to the end of mankind. With Hendricks as my vehicle, I stampeded towards Coalescence, leaving pandemonium in my wake. Zurich was one of the few remaining standing cities. With control over my undead army and the city's robotic security force, I decimated it in hours. I needed to separate you from your guardian angel, Cain. I didn't have control over her, and she was pulling my power from you. That would come later. By taking Coalescence headquarters, surrounding it with an impenetrable armada. But I waited for you. I was still curious. I was in your head. But I couldn't take control. I wanted no... I needed to know how before I opened the gateway. But before that, you had to get through my undead army.
City systems have gone haywire. Vehicles, trains, power, anything connected to the grid. was now a weapon at your disposal. You used Hendricks' DNI to plug into the system. We could see that from the carnage you unleashed, but we didn't know how bad it was yet. WA Command came over comms. They were experiencing robotic system malfunctions all across Switzerland. And you've built yourself a wall of robotics blocking us from coalescence. By the time we made it inside, you'd extended beyond Switzerland's grid. You'd seized control of WA Command. All remaining robotics protecting the world from the undead were now only loyal to you. You've done it. It was the beginning of the end of mankind. All that stood between you and domination were the two women in that lobby.
And soon that too would be dealt with accordingly.
You trapped us in a decontamination room. You released this chemical.
6115. The virus that caused the outbreak in Singapore. And I had enough to wipe out all of Zurich.
You had triggered multiple breaches and containment failures. I interfaced with the system to see how bad the damage was.
And Kane acted as I predicted.
She sacrificed herself. The room was flooded with 6115, and the system reset was in there. But wait. No. There was a problem. What had you done? You lied. You tricked her. There was no breach. She sacrificed herself for nothing.
I ripped her from you. She could toy no more in my affairs. The dose I gave her wouldn't even turn her. It would simply kill her. I will never understand your species. You sacrifice yourselves for so little. Look at her. She gave her life for something that would amount to nothing. You tie yourselves to emotions, forcing you to act impulsively, without considering what could happen. You give your lives because you believe there's something to gain. As if a heavenly body would fall to its knees and worship you for your good deeds. Keep moving.
Found Kruger.
You're almost
The one
there.
who rebuilt Project Corvus.
It was time to open the gateway, and Kruger was proving difficult, unwilling to fulfill his task. But he was equipped with DNI like yours. There were easier ways I could persuade him. I could become him.
I couldn't let you. I told Hendricks to stand down, or I'd take him down myself. You were desperate to convince him to open the gateway. You were relying on me being unable to shoot my friend, but I eventually did. We shot each other. I bled out on the floor and died, with Hendricks, stopping you!
But now you will shoot first. Change the memory. Don't wait for him to turn on you. Kill him. Change your fate.
Let him win. Everything will be all right.
Good. Now sacrifice yourself. Open the gateway.
Do as he asks. Let him think he's won. Offer yourself to him.
Wait. What? Where am I? What is this place? Hendricks? What are you doing here? Where are we? What the hell's going on? I can't hear you. What are you saying? Why can't I hear you?
Humans have no voice in this place, and how could they? But as it happens, this is not Hendricks, merely a reflection of your consciousness. It's how our realm manifests itself to mortals.
How is this possible? What did you do?
Deimos? What's happening?
Why don't you ask your friend? Maybe Hendricks can explain it.
He won't speak. He can't speak.
Of course not. Of course the mortal cannot speak. Their voice is meaningless and insignificant. Why would we cater to their wants and wills when they shouldn't be here?
Where is here?
Like you don't know. Now you choose to play dumb with me. Do you even know what you've done? Where is Kruger? You did this. You made this happen. Answer me! What did you do? And yet, we have another voiceless mortal. I can do little with you. I should not be here. This wasn't the plan. I was to open the gateway, not pass through it. And still you can't speak. You move your mouth like a child, but you do not speak. I am Deimos, demigod of dread and terror, and you will not speak! Look at him, angry at his circumstances, in his attempts to be heard. But it's curious. How can you speak? You're mortal. Or at least so you would have me believe.
Deimos, I don't know what you think's happening.
Enough! In time, I'm sure it will become clear, but now... Now I leave you to die.
Hello? Who's there? Where am I?
This is your new home, my child. This is Malum.
I recognize your voice. You've spoken to me before.
I am the reason you're still alive. I've been with you from the start, traveling with you all this time. And now you're going to kill my brother for me. Oh yes, there's much work to be done. So much fun to be had.
You just won't
Fun
die.
to be had.
How many times
Who
did I
are
lead
you?
you to death
I am
only for you to
Dolos,
walk away
demigoddess
unscathed?
of deception and
This
trickery.
poor babbling mute
you're
soul
going
didn't
to
do a
kill
damn thing,
Deimos.
but he knows when to give up and die. But how did you send me back? Why couldn't I control you as my puppet, like the others? You're mortal.
She may be mortal, my dear brother, but she has a little help from her friend.
No. You? This cannot be. What have you done?
I've ended your little reign of terror over humanity. The time of the dead is over.
No. No! No! No!
But Deimos, I thought you'd be happy. I've brought you back home where you belong. I must be confused. I thought that's what you wanted.
Humanity was mine to rule. They were mine to destroy.
Humanity will destroy itself in time. It doesn't need our help for that.
Sister, you've made a grave mistake.
Taylor, what are you doing here? How are you here?
It's an illusion I've created for you. A companion to help you. Follow him.
Where is he taking me?
To Deimos' hearts. To destroy him, you must first destroy his hearts.
Deimos? Dolos? Taylor? Is anyone there? Dolos. I recognize these buildings. Why does this place look so strange, yet so familiar?
Malum is a realm beyond conceptual space and time. It manifests as a reflection of the individual. This is your Malum. Follow Taylor. He'll take you to the heart. This cold world is damned and consumed by death. It's outstayed its welcome in the known universe. Father won't be pleased. What better time than now, I suppose?
You think I would let you do that?
Of course! You were never particularly good at anything. You were built to kneel, not rule. What's the human expression? Always a bridesmaid, never a bride?
I will destroy you!
I arrived on Earth with my brother. I lay hidden in shadow. Deimos never knew, but he's a simple creature. He's concerned with revenge, power, violence. He wanted an undead army just so he could kill me. How boring. And I was content to let him think he'd won. So I sat back while he consumed all of Earth.
You realize the futility of your actions? A human cannot kill a god.
But she's no ordinary human. Wherever she goes, I follow. I'm in her head, a part of her.
How could you have known my plan?
Because it was my plan. I watched her in coalescence, saved her in the aquifers, guided her through battle. This entire time, you've played into my hand.
It's a pity she won't live to see me kill you. It's a pity she won't live to see me kill you.
Dolos, you were Cain? You were with me the whole time.
I am not my brother. I don't turn people into puppets. Not when they're so suggestible and malleable. Why control when they can formulate their own thoughts? Go. Destroy the heart.
I will break you, rip you from her grasp.
Taylor found us easily. All it took was for the doctor to create the disturbance. Deimos thought he'd manipulated Selim. I had my fun watching my brother play with his toys, but I was bored. It was time to go home.
You let him destroy humanity.
Oh, relax. Humanity will be just fine. Without Deimos, Bishop's cure will work. Humanity will return to its boring, uninteresting self. Don't you worry your little head. Even if you kill Deimos, you can't go home. The gateway to Earth is sealed. You're trapped here. I hope that's not inconvenient.
If killing that fucker means damnation here, I'll take it.
Oh, I think you and I are going to get along just fine.
Sister, what's your plan? After you kill me, who's next? I wonder, sister, what's your plan? After you kill me, who's next? Our father? The king on his fiery throne? Cronus, Proteus, and Hybris, Chiron? The four brothers of the Great Sea, the mirrors of Perseus. Where does it end? Will you kill all of Malum over that thing? That human?
Oh my. Now that you mention it, I hadn't thought of that. I guess I'll just have to kill all of them. Run! Run while you can, little brother! Deimos did exactly as I had hoped. I knew, given the chance, he'd turn all of humanity into his army. Only then could I take him home. But to open the gateway, he needed a human sacrifice. Just as the test subjects were sacrificed to open the gateway in Coalescence. A blood offering. You. You know, he's not wrong. You are strong. Stronger than any human I've seen. You force yourself to carry the weight of the world. You use it. It motivates you. You're driven by the need to do better, to improve on what you once were. What's more human than that? The drive to do better, to be better.
I won't let you do this. We're not finished.
She's burned your hearts. You're already weakening. Once she destroys your soul, it will be complete.
What choice do you have, Deimos? This is the world you made for yourself.
I cannot be defeated. I won't be undone. I cannot be undone! Why won't you just die?
This is your chance! Let's see what a mortal can do! Do it! Kill him!
No! I am Deimos! demigod of dread and terror!
Oh yeah? How's this for fucking horrifying? Wait. This is Zurich. You said I couldn't come back to Earth.
Right now, we've got bigger problems.
Why? Because we killed your brother? Heir to the throne of Malum?
We've thrown this universe into anarchy. Demigods, sirens, titans, deities alike will go to war.
Let them come.
I like the sound of that. So, what's the plan, partner?
We kill every last one of these motherfuckers.